Hi, John Kowalski here from marketing again with Noah Morgan, our application specialist. Welcome to the next issue of Stories. Question today, visual assessment versus instrumentation. Where does that play in? What is recommended, from us at Gardner? What should a customer or someone interested in this be looking at? Maybe they're already have a visual assessment program in place. Maybe they have, more of an instrumentation approach with spectrophotometers. How do those two work together, and what's your recommendation?
Yeah, so I'll start with naming, the pros and cons of each. So,
Good.
starting with visual analysis, the pros is that it's quick. You can visually see, if panels are matching together. You can compare standards and samples, right there and then. But the cons to that is, in some circumstances, you may not be able to accurately describe the differences that you're seeing, right? They're between different people. We might be able to, we might see the colors differently. Colors can look different to everybody depending on your mood, anywhere from your gender to how your day's going.
Yeah.
Your age, even your age, right?
Yeah.
A lot of factors.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Females typically see color better than males. Is that
Is,
correct too?
it's scientifically proven. So when I'm picking out paint for my house, my fiance is always asking, why this one? Why don't we do this one? And I'm like, they're all the same to me,
Yeah, exactly.
So really, there's so many variables that can go into visual analysis that, to be more objective, sometimes it's better to bring in instrumentation. And so what the instrumentation does is it can accurately take what we're seeing and then put values to what we're seeing. Typically what you'll see is you'll take a color measurement and it'll put it into the LAB scales. And that's worldwide. So everybody knows what the scales are. Everybody knows what the scales mean. And so we can use these scales that everybody else is familiar with in the world and then accurately put those values to what we're seeing. And so it's a very big value that it can offer, right? So when you're quality controlling, you're not just relying on your visual analysis, which can be very objective and lots of variables go into it. But now you can put a hard, set of values to what you're seeing.
Yeah, it's data driven. And I know we use both techniques, and I think both directions are appropriate for really developing a color program, no matter who you are. If you're someone in the lab all the way through production, I think it's important. Confirm?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. In best case scenarios, you want to have both, because you always want to go back to what you're, are the numbers matching to what you're seeing visually? In some circumstances, you can get into the color difference equations. You can get into the different scaling systems, the different illuminants. But your end goal is to really harmonize all your components and all your parts to what the end consumer is going to see. So when they're shopping and they see that product, they don't look at it and say, "Oh, that panel looks different than the other panel. Maybe there's something wrong with that. I don't want that." Right? So sometimes it is better to not only have those numbers, keep historical data, but then take those components and physically look at them right next to each other and then determine if those numbers are actually matching what you're visually seeing. So in best case scenario, it's best to have both.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. And when you're looking at that visual analysis, always recommended to use a light booth, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Right. You want to eliminate as many variables as possible, and the light booth is exceptional at that.
Awesome. All right. Thanks all. Thank you, Noah, and we'll see you next time.